Not bad for a guy that can't do needles. A disclaimer and a warning to anybody that's about to watch this video. The views and opinions in this video are just that, views and opinions. Everything you see is going to be done for research and entertainment purposes only. I do not advise nor condone the use of anything you're about to see in this video. Everything is just for entertainment purposes only. Whatever you do with the information you get from this video is all up to you, but ultimately, don't be stupid. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Power Project SARMageddon. My name is Andrew Zaragoza. Apologies for no video last week, seeing as how SARMageddon is a side project of mine. It got pushed to the side because we've been crushing work out here. You know, we've been doing a lot of live streams on this feed as well as our podcast feed. So my job got in the way. It's just more important things had to get pushed to the forefront. But anyway, so today I'm actually going to answer the number one question other than sources about this whole SARMageddon journey. I think a lot of people that have been watching, they joined with me, and they jumped on their own SARM journey with me. And then the very next question, of course, always is, okay, what do I do now? What do I do after my cycle? And that's actually what we're going to get to today. First, I'll tell you guys the original plan. And this was always going to be the plan, and it was always what I had recommended to people when they asked, even though nobody should take my advice, as you guys see in the intro every single video. But if you were to ask what you wanted to give your lab rat, I recommended everybody that asked to take Clomid and HCG, which is what I was going to do. And I'm actually kind of upset that we're not going that route because we were going to do something totally different. HCG, of course, is administered through an insulin needle. You just have to, break the skin, inject, you're good to go. Everyone tells me it's so minimal, it's so easy. I still hate needles. So we were actually going to do a troche, which is a sublingual, you throw it like a little gel cap under your tongue. And that's how I was going to have the HCG administered. And it would have been a first of its kind. And I believe I haven't been able to find anybody on YouTube that had been experimenting with HCG in that way. And even when I talked to Tony Huge about it, he had never heard of it either. So, I mean, if that guy's never heard of it, then it would have been gigantic. However, we decided to go a different route. But if you are still in the in the market for a post-cycle therapy, that is still a solid post-cycle therapy. I decided to go a different route, however, because so the HCG was going to help my fertility if it needed it. If you guys remember, my labs showed that my fertility was intact. My LH and FSH levels were totally normal. Therefore, taking HCG to kind of jumpstart all of that probably wouldn't have been a good move. I guess it would have been fine, but it would have been for no reason. And why I don't want to do Clomid, nobody really talks about the side effects that you can experience with Clomid. Now, I'm not saying that everybody will, or I would have. However, it would have jump-started my testosterone production, but I still probably would have felt like crap for about a month or two. So I weighed out the positives and negatives of taking Clomid, and I decided that that's just not something I wanted to pursue. So like I said, I went a different route. However, if you guys need a PCT, that is still a solid post-cycle therapy to follow. Okay, so what the hell is my post-cycle therapy, my PCT? Doing this whole series, this mini docu-series, YouTube video, whatever you want to call it, has introduced me to a lot of really cool people, and it's given me some amazing opportunities. Like you guys seen in the previous video, hanging out, or I should say, talking to Mike Mutzel. Just really how amazing is that? On top of that, when it comes to crazy opportunities, my post-cycle therapy is a little different than what most people would normally take, but again, it's because the opportunities I've been given. So to answer what the base of my PCT will be, we actually have to hop on a plane and fly all the way to Connecticut to hang out with Nick and Lindsay from Confidence 360. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the PCT and everything I'm going to do after my SARM cycle. And the original plan was going to be Clomid and HCG, but I got a really cool opportunity to come out to Connecticut and hang out with my friends Nick and Lindsay. And we're actually going to do a totally different route than I had expected to do. But to figure out what that is, we're going to actually go talk to Lindsay right now.
Hey guys, it's Lindsay Ostro from Confidence 360. So as you know, Andrew had mentioned that we were going to go a totally different direction than Clomid and HCG for his post-care. So what I have here is testosterone pellets. These are bioidentical hormone replacement. So I know a lot of people don't really know a lot about this, but there's 80 years of research saying how much better they are. What testosterone pellets do is they actually mimic the body. They will actually think that your testes are making the testosterone. So it's actually a much better way for him. His FSH and LH they didn't sync. So for him, the reason we didn't choose Clomid and HCG is because those levels didn't tank. For him, we can actually add a natural supplement, which is ginseng, to help bring up his FSH if we need to. But right now, we're going to do testosterone pills, and he's actually going to get 2,200 milligrams implanted into his hip, and this is going to bring up his testosterone level immensely. And it'll, over a 6-month period, we'll just give him a nice, even release of testosterone. So you're going to feel the effects in about a week and a half.
Awesome. Okay, so what are we looking at right here?
So here is your testosterone pellets. They're 200 milligrams a piece. They're compounded. Like I said, they are bioidentical. The body can't tell the difference. There's nothing at all in there that would make it to where your body would think it wasn't natural. So this kit here actually holds all the little fun stuff you're going to get. This is your trocar. This is what actually gets twisted into the hip so that the pellets are able to be placed. So I can actually show you the size of a pellet. I'll just pour it into the little pellet cup here. So they come in this little tube here. And this is the size of a 200 milligram pellet. I don't know if you can see it or not, but not terribly huge. But there are definitely smaller ones. But you need a lot more than that. So we'll anesthetize you and insert the pellets in a V pattern since you're getting so many. And I guarantee you within a week, you're going to see a huge difference in your strength and endurance and everything. You're not going to be tired all the time. In 2 weeks, you're going to be like, holy crap, why didn't I do this before? So he's going to get 2,200. Oh, let's get that out of there. Milligrams. And the reason we're doing that is because he actually has a higher level, workout level generally than, I think I already put them in, than most people. So his calculated dose is to get 2,000 milligrams, but because of the way he works out, we don't want him to burn through that testosterone too fast. So I'm going to give him a 200 milligram extra. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, so there we go. All of these will be inside of Andrew and they will dissolve over 6 months. So as you can see here, I did kind of like a bigger bubble so that I know where to make my incision, because instead of making marks, I don't need to do that. So can you feel that? What I'm using here is a number 11 blade. So I'm going to go straight in. Can you feel anything?
Nope.
Good. Watch. Straight in. Boom. Give him a little incision. The incision is very small. I'll go through the other way too. Now, since he's getting so many, he's going to have that V pattern. I have to kind of go and like make a little tunnel because he gets a larger trocar. Men get larger trocars than women. So I'm going to come here and kind of cut through the fat a little. And just make sure that my trocar is going to be able to tunnel really well through there. So I'm just going to tunnel through the fat with my blade. I'm going to do it this way too, so we get a nice smooth entry with the trocar. Now I've got a nice little tunnel through the fat. You can feel it. You're gonna die when you watch this when you're editing it. Okay. Feels pretty good in there. Alright. This goes inside here. Alright. Use stainless steel. Ooh, careful. Now, gotta make sure this stays in. We go at a little angle here and just twist, and sometimes you have to twist really hard depending on the patient's skin. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you just feel pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I feel it starting to tunnel. So you see it goes right in like that now. Do you feel anything?
No.
Any pain?
I mean, I could just feel like something, but it's not painful.
Very good. So then we pull out the actual, I call it the tunneler. And then we'll take our pellets here. It's gonna get half those pellets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 6 on the first. 6. Okay, let's go. And we take our plunger. Okay, and we got to make sure that the trocar stays in him. We don't want to pull out all the way until we start to actually be able to see. Can you hear that? The pellets are going into him. And we'll pull out. So, no more pellets. Gone. Clean them up. And then we'll go again with our tunneler. And go about 15 degrees difference from where we put the other pellets. And twist in. Hopefully get a nice smooth shot. There we go. Feel it pop through the skin. Feel pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and pull out. I'll do the rest of the pellets. You're doing great. These are each 200 milligrams. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I would say, to answer your question from earlier, most patients say they weren't heavy, like bodybuilder type people, or just normal with guys with low testosterone. I would say that they would get anywhere between 1,000 to 1,800,
Okay.
depending on how low they are.
So it's not like a crazy...
Oh, no. Mm-mm. So, no, you're not getting anything that's like a mega dose of anything. So.
What do I gotta do to get a mega dose? Just kidding.
Well, I mean, you kind of already did, because like I said, anywhere between 1,000 and 1,800 is a normal. So now this, we're just closing it up. All you do is a little steri strip because it's not that big of a deal. But again, no legs for 2 days. Sorry, guys. But we just pull this so that we can pull the skin taut. Just to help it out on the sides. Okay, and we'll go in with another little round. And it's really under less than 5-minute procedure when you're not yakking. It's not a real bloody, gory procedure either. That's pretty good. Just keep that right there. And then the steri strips, you can just let them fall off unless they're really kind of like just really wanting to stay on there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do an extra since you're traveling.
Okay.
So you're done.
Not bad for a guy that can't do needles. For some reason, the thought of injecting something into my body seems, it terrifies me, but getting something implanted in my hip let's go for it. I didn't feel anything during the whole procedure. I mean, I felt the initial injection of the numbing juice. I don't even know what it's called. I felt that. And then after that, I just felt like a scratch here or there because, after making the incision, and then I felt the pressure of the pellets actually going in. But for the most part, it was totally fine. Now, when I flew back, that was, I mean, shit, we're talking like, like 8-hour flight or something nuts, which I did in like a 24-hour window. I flew down 11 p.m. West Coast time, got there 11 a.m. East Coast time, got back on a plane at 4, got home at 10 or 11. So it was nonstop. So I seriously cannot thank Nick and Lindsay for all the help that you guys gave me. If anybody is in the Connecticut area, or, I mean, we hear all the time people talk about super training, like, oh, I wish I could go train there. I would do anything to train there. It's my dream. Okay, well, fly your ass down here and come train. For anybody that still wants to pursue everything I'm doing, just get to Connecticut and get it done. There's no budget for SARMageddon. Everything came out of pocket. So yeah, I flew my ass down there and I got the procedure done, and I'm ecstatic for it. Now, I know everybody's not going to be super stoked about me going this route, because I'm sure everybody wanted something that's a little bit easier to go out and do themselves. However, this simply made the most sense to me. I did not want to throw one compound at another compound and keep kind of chasing the side effects away. I wanted to just feel better. Again, just to clarify things, when I got my labs back, it's not that I was shocked that they were worse than where I started. We all knew that was going to happen. However, what was jarring is just the fact that how much different they became. My cholesterol was bad, my testosterone plummeted, my blood was already thick and it just got thicker. So, again, I just wanted to clarify that, because I think people misunderstood me when I said, there's a problem with my labs. Like, well, duh, of course that's going to happen. However, I didn't expect them to get hit that bad. And then, the thought of doing BHRT pellets, it's just so convenient. It's gonna help my testosterone levels, obviously, but I don't have to inject every week or every other week. It's just going to be a steady state of testosterone in my body for like the next 6 months. On top of that, my testosterone is going to go from 151 to, somewhere close to 1,000. Not everybody, a handful of people, when I started SARMageddon, they were just like, hey, why don't you just do testosterone? Like, it's tried and true, it's proven, everybody knows it works, you're going to feel better and you're not going to have any side effects. And I did, but I didn't even understand what pellets were, and I'm not going to inject. However, now I get to experience this side of, I'm not going to say PEDs, but just, SARMs had their chance, and now it's time for testosterone. So to fully lay out my whole post-cycle therapy, it's bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, testosterone pellets, and that's it. Okay, no, it's not officially it, but it could be. That could, very well be it. And that's why I loved this idea, because it made the most sense for me. I know that everybody out there, they want me to do, more potent SARMs. They want me to do, testosterone. They want me to do trend. They want me to do everything. People keep calling me their guinea pig, and which is okay. But I never did any of this for views. I never did any of this for like any gross fame or 15 seconds of fame. I did this because I truly wanted to do an experiment and answer a question that I couldn't find a clear answer for. And going this route, it's not going to be popular. I don't really care. This is what makes the most sense to me. So, but I am going to do more than just the BHRT pellets, and I'll just go ahead and list those out right now. So right off the bat, going to start taking berberine. Now, this came from our buddy Mike Mutzel. I believe that's his company, Myoscience. This is going to help with my insulin levels. If you guys remember the previous video, my insulin had jumped some crazy amount of number. I don't even remember what it is now. But that's pretty scary, especially when you are doing labs fasted. This along with diet is going to help hopefully try to reverse that in a shorter amount of time than if I were to just stay completely off of everything. Bam. Hopefully this is the right type of ginseng. I didn't really know what to get, but this is just to simply help my fertility. Not help, but keep it intact. If you guys remember, the lab showed that my LH and FSH markers didn't move much at all. And this is just to help make sure it stays that way. I plan on making a baby pretty soon here. And like I said, just want to make sure that my soldiers are marching and everything's still good down there. I believe it's pronounced citrus bergamot. It's spelled bergamot, but we'll go with bergamot. That and some krill oil. Let me grab that. All right. So those two are going to help my cholesterol. My good cholesterol tanked. Bad cholesterol went through the roof. My, HDL, LDL, VLDL, something like that. Everything was upside down, and cholesterol could be bad cholesterol could be a hereditary thing in my family. Don't really know for sure, but these two, along with a change in my diet, probably introduce a little bit more healthy fats, are going to help get that cholesterol back in check. Yes, Blue Ox Male Testosterone Booster. I'm still taking it. I took it throughout my whole cycle, and I know the question is like, well, obviously it's not working because, your testosterone still dropped. My total testosterone definitely dropped. My free testosterone barely moved. To me, it's my belief that that is the biggest reason why my free testosterone didn't go anywhere. Again, it's just like a male multivitamin. I feel better when I take it. The biggest reason why I know this is because there were times where I was without it, and I just didn't feel like I had an extra pep in my step. So I'm going to continue to take it. And like I said, I believe that it's the biggest reason why my free testosterone didn't actually drop as much as my total testosterone did. Last but not least, it's actually not even truly part of the PCT. It's just something I wanted you guys to know that I'm still going to continue to take MK677. Again, this is a SARM-like compound. It's an HGH secretagogue. I went off it for, I believe, 2 weeks, and within those 2 weeks, I felt it was a chore to eat again. It was tough. I know I don't eat enough, blah, 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 whatever. When I take it, my quality of life goes through the roof. Food becomes, it's not the enemy anymore. It's kind of my homie. On top of that, my joints, my back, everything just feels better when I take it. So I'm going to continue to take it. I don't see anything wrong with anybody taking it. Whether you have a thing against being half natty or not, whatever. I think everybody can benefit from it. It's something I'll be taking to a certain extent for the rest of my life. Now, I don't recommend you take it nonstop. I'll probably take breaks here and there, but I just wanted to point that out, that's probably my favorite thing that I've discovered in this whole experience. So along with these supplements, I actually started implementing red light therapy. Mike Mutzel had brought up the Juve light, and the good people at Juve sent me a Juve Solo, and I've been doing that every single day, twice a day. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but there's tons of research behind it. Look up Thomas DeLauer, look up Mike Mutzel. He was able to take his testosterone levels from somewhere like in the 400s all the way up to 900. This isn't a plug. This isn't a commercial for them. They did just hook me up. Along with all of these supplements here, like you're not going to get an affiliate link. You're not going to, I'm just telling you guys what I'm taking. This whole thing has been about nothing but transparency, and I'm just telling you guys what I'm taking, especially because you guys have been asking me the most. You've asked me this question the most about what I'm going to be doing for my PCT, and here it is. Again, I know nobody's going to be super ecstatic that it's just some over-the-counter supplements along with a invasive penetrating pellet procedure and a really expensive light. But this made the most sense to me. I mean, the pellets are bioidentical, which means my body can't tell the difference between these pellets and my natural production of testosterone. So more natural stuff along with all this. it just, like I said, it makes the most sense. Real quick, thank you to everyone on Instagram. I reached out and asked, like, what do you guys want to see in the kind of like my final thoughts video? A bunch of you reached out, so I'll be answering as many of those questions as possible. I can't promise anything, but if you guys have more questions that you want to see in next week's video, which will be probably the last video of this series, kind of finally put a seal on the envelope and ship this this little mini docu-series on its way. I can't promise that I'll be able to answer your guys' question. You know, there's a good chance that I've already, uploaded the episode and it's already done with, but at least you guys can reach out and I might be able to answer on Instagram. And if you guys want to do so, hit me up at I am Andrew Z, of course, on Instagram. And again, yeah, thank you to everybody that's been watching. You have one more video, which will be my final thoughts on SARMs and the whole cycle. I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.